Hello lovely people, you are warmly welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'll be presenting you something that is very close to my heart. It has a special place in my life. It paid my school fees. It means a lot to me. In the course of this video, you are going to understand why. So please stay tuned. It is nothing but puff puff. Puff puff, yes, you heard me rightly, puff puff. And I'm also going to show you different ways of serving it. In Cameroon, we like to eat it with beans and pap for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, any time of the day, or you can just eat it dry as a simple snack. Puff puff is always good to go with anything. Now let's move on with the very simple recipe and steps. All we need is 500 grams of flour, 500 milliliters of lukewarm water, so more to the hotter side because this would precipitate the fermentation process of the dough. 1/3 cup of sugar, which is just okay for me. I don't like it too sweet, but if you want to have more or less, feel free to do as you want. 1 sachet of dry yeast, which is equivalent to 7 grams in the area I live, so you could either use fresh or wet yeast depending on your choice. And of course, a pinch of salt. Now watch me combine all ingredients together. If you want to have additional flavors, feel free to add nutmeg, cinnamon, vanilla essence, or even baking oil such as orange, lemon, or even fresh orange or lemon zest. Just experiment how you like it. Whatever flavors you like, feel free to add them, and it's going to give your puff puff a different twist. Okay? At this point, you want to make sure that the yeast dissolves properly so that you can get the perfect dough. Believe me, if your yeast doesn't integrate well or you do not give enough time for your dough to ferment or to rise well, the puff puff is going to taste different. In the bad direction, you may have even noticed while eating puff puff from someone that something is wrong somewhere. But now, you know why. What could have gone wrong? So you just keep mixing your dough. It's important to mix well, really well, but not necessarily long. So the whole process of putting the ingredients together and mixing the dough took me about 3 to 4 minutes. Please pay attention to the texture of my dough. I really like it light and fluffy. But if you want to go for thickness in your puff puff, then please reduce the quantity of water. But if you want to have it also lighter, you could just add a little bit more of water. But this one is perfect for me, so please watch till the end and you'll see how I open it. You'll see how it looks inside. The next step is to cover the bowl and keep in a warm place. So in my case, I kept it in the oven without preheating, because I believe that preheating the oven will make the dough rise very fast, therefore not giving it enough time to ferment. So my dough is ready after 1.5 hours. You can hear the oil in the background. Perfect. You see how it looks with all the bubbles. Here, this is the perfect dough. So we give it enough time to ferment. Okay. Now we have to take it over to start frying. I actually learned how to make this from my mom, who used to sell puff puff and other kinds of cooked food for a living. So she used to wake up very early in the morning, so like 4-5 a.m. to start mixing her dough so that she can start frying around 6 a.m. Yeah, to get the early customers, because then people would start going to work, start getting ready for school or to take breakfast at home and so on. Yes, so customers would buy directly as she fried, and whatever was left over, she would just put this in a container and place in front of our house, and so people could buy from there and pick as they go. And on some Saturdays, she would send me to the local marketplace to sell, which I did not like because I was very shy. But yes, I did it because I understood why she was doing that. Yes, like I mentioned at the onset, this and the other foodstuff that my mom sold financed our school fees and all that my siblings and I needed. So what I want to encourage some of you out there, whether you are single or not, by the way, I did not mention that my dad died when I was 7 years old. So my mom had to raise us all by herself. So whether you have a man in your life or not, please look for something to do. Use your hands. Use your hands. Be industrious. And trust me, you will be able to care for yourself and your loved ones. You know, when it comes to food, people will always eat. People will always buy. If you take your time to prepare good food, people are always going to buy. And even if they don't buy, you have something to eat for the day with your family. So you can never go wrong with selling food. This is how I like my puff puff. Look at this. With horns. We all go for the horns first thing in the family. I like puff puff with horns. Yeah, look at this one. I think I'm going to try this. Can you hear that crunch? By now you should already know that I love crunchy stuff. So keep flipping to stop the part which is in oil from burning. And if your heat is too high, please do well to turn it down. But be careful not to reduce it too much because the puff puff may start soaking oil, which will not be good. While this last round is still frying, I will start preparing my pap. So this is homemade corn pap. If you don't mind, I'll show you how I prepare this from scratch with either fresh or dried corn. For a better enjoyment of this, add some milk and any sweetener of your choice. But remember to subtract your baby's portion before adding the sweetener. Corn pap is a great meal option for babies, especially when they start crawling because they need those raw carbs to give them the energy that their bodies need to keep going. You know what I mean? Oh my, look at this. My family and friends, even my neighbors enjoy eating my puff puff. My children wouldn't stop eating if I do not put away the bowl. I'm sure most of you can relate to that. Please share with me in the comment section how you best enjoy your puff puff. To take it to another level, add some beans to it. Yes, some beans. It is very typical in Cameroonian households and restaurants to add some beans to this combination of puff puff and pap. Achombo, how's the oh? If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Oh, abeg una kan chopo. You are all invited to join me. So this beans is intentionally free of meat and fish because we have been eating a lot of these recently. So all I added was some crayfish to round up the taste. I hope you now understand why I'm so passionate about puff puff and the reason why I mentioned earlier that it plays a special role in my life. You can also see where I got my cooking skills from, all thanks to mom. I want to thank you all for watching till the end, not forgetting the fact that your genuine support has brought me this far. Your positive vibes keep me going and I'm just 50 subscribers away from hitting the 1000 requirement. So if you're watching for the first time, please hit that red subscribe button on your right to help me get there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Please stay tuned. Watch out for my next video. Bye for now and see you next time.